Okay, are you remembering that which point we have covered in the previous lecture? Just for recalling. Yes, students, anybody? Ask remaining students to join over here. Only 93 students are there. Whether my voice is clear to all? Nobody is responding.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So ask your friends to join over here because this is actually our first lecture. Up till now, we have seen first lecture as an introduction. In that, we have covered which points are there in our syllabus. But in second lecture, just we have started and electricity issues also started. That's why we have not completed at a single point also. So better option, ask your friends also join over here. I have also dropped the message, but still, if anybody is remain, because these are the very basic points, you should know it. Then and then only you can design your own course. Okay, we will wait for 2 minutes, just for 2 minutes. Still, anybody will join, they can. Otherwise, we will start our lecture. After my lecture, I will share the PPT on your group so you can get a track of which points we have covered in today's lecture. Okay, so I will share my screen first. Just check whether it's visible to all. Okay, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will revise each and everything within a 5 minutes, and we will move towards the actual point, that is the types of a variable. In first lecture, we have seen the history of Java. Then first program, how to implement the first program. For that purpose, first we have downloaded JDK file, we have installed it, and we have done very simple program, hello. Okay, for that case, I have taken welcome statement. Then we have seen the flow of implementation of Java program, right? First, we have saved our file, then we have compiled. After compilation, that dot class file is get generated, and at the interpretation time, means at the time of execution, that file is given to class loader. Then bytecode verifier will check whether that bytecode is correct or not, or in any mistake done over there. If not, then it goes to interpreter. It's do the interpretation, that is the implementation task, and it goes to runtime. It means it show output on the console. And if we have connected any hardware device, then it goes to that hardware device to generate the output. These hardware devices are nothing but sensors, then different types of hardwares like a printer. Okay, so you can give the command of printing also through this Java. Okay, we will see at that time how to give such a commands whenever we will move towards the GUI program. This is the working of a JRE, Java Runtime Environment, and this will be Java Development Toolkit. Okay, and after that we have seen the features of a Java. Out of that we have implemented the platform dependent, platform independent. Who is a platform independent? Yes, it's my question to you. Who is a platform independent in Java?
JDK.
Right. And JRE is a platform dependent. Okay, so we have seen this part, and then architecture neural, then portable we will see one by one whenever we will move towards further practicals. Okay, then we have seen naming conventions, right? For each and everything, means how to declare a class, interface, method, examples related to that. And then we have moved towards the variables, and in that variables we have covered three types of variables. Okay, so these are the naming conventions. I will share this copy with you. Okay, out of that we have seen these three types of variables. We have implemented a single program, but due to electricity problem we have not completed. So what we will do, we will once again revise it, and then we will move towards the data types of a Java. Okay, so just remember that what is meant by variable. A variable is a container which holds the value while the program is being executed, and variable is assigned with the help of a data type, because for save the value we required a memory, and for memory allocation we require the data type. So this is the linking in between data type, variable and memory. Okay, so simultaneously we will see how it gets linked, but meanwhile understand what are the types of a variables. These are the three types of a variables: local, instance and static. Okay, I will revise its definition. Local variables are nothing but the variables which declared inside the body of the method. Okay, inside the body of the method. Okay, are you seeing this one? This is called as the local variable. Instance variable is nothing but declared inside the body of a class but outside the body of a method. It's called as the instance variable. And this one is the static variable. Only single change in a static variable is that a variable that is declared as a static and it cannot be a local. Okay, this is the important point related to static variable. Static variable cannot be a local. It always an instance variable only. But we have added a word as static because you can create a single copy of a static variable and share it among all the instances of a class. Okay, means no need to create multiple copies for that variable. You can directly access that variable, no need to use the object of that class. Okay, then memory allocation for static variable happens only once when the class is loaded in the memory. For remaining, means for instance variable and for local variable, number of times memory allocation is get generated, because there is no necessity to keep it aside. But whenever you will make it as a static, then always once memory is allocated to that particular variable, it will be a constant. Okay, instance and local are nothing but the dynamic variables. Okay, because we have not declared it as a static one, so you can call it as a dynamic. Understood? Only this much point we have covered in the previous lecture. Okay, so based on this, should we implement single program related to addition?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute. I will open the notepad. Before that, I will stop sharing my screen. Because I want to show you the notepad also. If you are having any queries at any point, then you can ask me freely. Okay, because these things you are learning for first time, it may happen that you will get confused whenever we will move towards the OOPS concepts. Okay, so whenever you will have any type of a query, just ask me. 1 minute. I will also open the command prompt simultaneously so you can easily see all the things at a time. Just a minute. Whether anybody has started implementation of a Java, because after 1 week we started our lecture. In between that, if anybody has started, just reply me. I will not ask any question to you. Just I want to check out whether if anybody has started or not. I will not ask single question related to this. Yes, anybody has started? Okay, now I will share my screen. Now check whether my screen is visible. Are you able to see the command prompt?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we will implement a very simple program related to this variable. So I will write here one simple program. Just a minute, it's getting slow. Okay. Are you able to see the notepad? Because I'm feeling that it's somewhat slow. That's why I'm asking. Okay. I will create
Yes,
a
ma'am.
very okay. Thank you. Now I will use the local variables to design an addition program. So I will write here one simple class. I will give name as a first because this is our first program for today's lecture. So I have created one public class having name as a first. In that main method, I am purposefully taking all the programs on the notepad for the first chapter. When you will get familiar with command prompt, then different types of errors, then we will move towards the IDE Eclipse on Eclipse IDE from second chapter onwards. For packages, I want to explain in the notepad only, so you can get the track of all the packages, how they are get created, and remaining programs we will conduct on the Eclipse IDE. Okay. String arguments. Okay. Whenever we are having time, at that time I will show you how to rewrite this statement in multiple ways. Okay. First get familiar with all these sequences, then we will try all these things. Okay. Now I want to make an addition of two numbers, so I will take a simple two variables. Okay. First one, integer a is equal to suppose 15 and b is equal to 30. Simply I have taken a three variables and I want to save addition of these two numbers in a C variable. Okay, you have already implemented such a programs in C and C++, but for information only I'm doing this task, so you can easily get the idea of syntax. Okay, then I will directly write the system.out.println and I will directly print the value of a C. Okay, I'm just printing value of a C, and whenever you are writing the main package name, at that time S means first letter should be a capital one. So system.out.println and it will generate the output as a 45. So I will save my program name as a first.java. Any doubts up to this?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. Okay. Now I will execute this program. I have already set the path for this. So I will directly use the compiler javac first.java, make a enter. At the background, C .class file is get generated. Now you can directly interpret it. Okay, so output will be 45. Understood? This is a very simple program. Just for your information, I have written here. Now, whatever variables we have declared, these two variables are comes under the local variable. These two variables comes under the local variable. Okay, because we have declared inside the main method, that is in the method. If I have declared outside the main method, then it will be called as the, yes, it will be called as
Instance variable.
right. Okay, so now are you understand the difference between these two? Because whenever interviews will be scheduled, at that time they may confuse you in between instance and local. They will not ask you related to static. Okay, only single use is that is the single time memory allocation. Okay, and you can directly access that variable throughout the program. So no any other option related to that. But whenever they will ask you about the this question, then you have to check out the values. Okay. Now, can you implement the multiple programs related to this? That is the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division at a time from your side. At least one student.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so try it. Just make a subtraction, multiplication, and division in the same program. Okay. Then we will move towards the next point. You can drop that message on the chat box also with output or if anybody want to share the screen, just ask me. I will make a host to you. Okay. And those who are not having laptop, they can run this program on online editors also. This programs is editable on online editors, so you can implement over there. Who is trying? I have stopped my screen sharing. So if anybody want to share it, you can. Just tell me, I will make a host of. Yes, anybody has completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Vedani. Are you want to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute, I will make a host. For it. Yes, Vedanki, you can share now. Yes, good. All of you got the idea? Yes. Anybody else who want to share your screen? Okay. Now we will move towards the next point, that is the data types. Okay, I will share my screen well. Okay, so see, these are the data types comes under the Java. It is basically divided into two parts, primitive and non-primitive. Up till now, you have seen this part, that is the which one is the boolean, then character, integer, long, short, right? But this float double you have already seen in the C and CPP, but non-primitive, that is the string, array, and many more types are comes under this non-primitive. You will cover in the Java. Okay, so you can directly create a strings or you can directly create a arrays in the Java. That's why whenever you are writing the string data type in the main method, you are writing it as a capital one. Okay, because this is the one package which is available in the Java, and through that you are designing your different values in the string. And same is applicable for array. One dimensional, two dimensional, and multi-dimensional arrays are available in the Java, and for that purpose you are using the array data type. Okay, and which is comes under the non-primitive, and in the Java it is stored in the packages. That's why array is called as a one package, and that's why its name starts with a capital letter. Okay, then one more thing related to this one. Whenever you are creating the interfaces, classes, that also comes under the non-primitive data types. Okay, classes, interfaces are also comes under the non-primitive data types. So whenever you will study it, just you have to use that flow chart. Okay, whatever flow chart I have shown you, just you have to use it and you can go for it. So this is the default values and size allocated to that particular data types. First one is the boolean. For boolean, default value is the false and memory allocation is the 1 bit. And for remaining all, uh, memory allocation in the format of a byte. For character, this is a unary system. Okay, we will see whenever we will check out the different examples. Then for byte, value default value is the 0. 1 byte memory is get allocated, and likewise these things. Okay, for long, by default 0 value is there, and for float 0.0, and for double again 0.0, but there is a difference in memory allocation. For float value 4 bytes are there, and for double value 8 bytes are there. Very simple difference between float and double. For just for your information, I have mentioned here because at the end this default size is different. That's it. Just a minute, students. Okay. Hello students, are you able to see it? Yes, Vedangi, are you able to see it? Remaining are not responding.
Visible.
Yes, all of you. Everybody has to respond it, not single student. Okay. I know she is a CR, but it's your responsibility also. You have to always respond it for a single question also. Okay. Okay, so this is for your information only. This much memory is allocated for a single variable if you have declared in this type of a data type. The next part is related to operators. Okay, this is the very important concept as per your interview perspective. Okay, because in unary it is again divided into postfix and prefix. You have already learned in the DMS, right? Which one is the postfix, which one is the prefix, and you can design your own expressions with the help of these two categories. Okay, so we will see one by one example for each and every operator. First, understand it what I am telling, and then we will implement its programs. So this one is the postfix operation for increment and for decrement. Same is applicable for prefix. Then this one is also unary operator, but how it will work, I will show in the example. Then this is called as the tilde operator. This sign, this way of sign. Okay, this sign is called as the tilde operator. This also comes under the unary in the prefix category. And this one is the normal, right? You have already used in many examples, and you can use it for the null operation also. That is the making the NOR condition true and false. We have already seen in the true and false cases, that is the Boolean values. So this is also comes under the unary. Then in arithmetic, normal functions, that is the multiplicative and additive. And here you can see this percentage. Yes. Why we are using this percentage in the multiplicative? You have already
reminder.
implemented, right, reminder. Okay. So you can call it as a mod operation also whenever you are implementing the programs. Then shift operator, here three different shift operators are there. We will see each and every example. Then comparison, this comes under the relational. Okay, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and instance of. And then equality, equal to or not equal to. Then next one is the bitwise. This is the very important point as per the interviews as well as the PO. Okay, they will ask you questions on this point. How to use the bitwise and bitwise exclusive or and inclusive or. Mostly bitwise and logical and. These are the important. And same is applicable for logical or. Okay. And ternary operator, it's very simple. And assignment, you have already used in the C and C++. So we will see one by one example for each and every operators. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. Otherwise, I will share the same PPT after the lecture. Meanwhile, for your reference, take a screenshot. Taken?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after that, this expression statements and blocks, this point is there. But before that, we will see example of each and every operator. Okay, are you ready for this? Some operators I will show over here. Some operators you have to implement it from your side. Okay. Just a minute, students. It's getting slow. Okay. Okay, now it's working fine. So now we will see first operator, that is the unary, and in that prefix and postfix, how it works. Okay, are you able to see notepad, at least notepad? Okay, so
Yes,
now
ma'am.
see, okay. Here some network issues are there, that's why it's not seeing properly, but don't worry. One minute, I will open the new notepad. Okay, actually it's not shared with you. Just a minute. Okay, now it's visible to all. Okay, now see, I will start writing my program. First, you have to create a one class. Suppose that class name is the second, because this is our second program for 2 days. Then in that, I will normally create a public static void main method, right? Then just now I have explained you why S of string is capital, right? Opening and closing bracket. For simplicity, you can give this spaces also, so you can clearly get it what we are doing and where you are doing. Okay. Now I will declare one simple variable. Suppose its value is equal to 5. Okay, I am taking very simple. Right now we are implementing unary operator. Now see what I am writing in the SOP statement. You can make it as a short form as a SOP while calling system.out.println. Okay, and in that I will print the value as x plus plus. Okay, post increment and pre increment. We are implementing these two unary operators. Now I have written here post increment. Then what is its answer at the display time? Yes, students. This double slash is used for comments. 1 minute. I will first write all the. Okay, in same fashion, post decrement and pre decrement. Okay. Now see what I am telling. This post increment is there. Then after execution of this program, it will generate value as a 5 on the console, but its original value become as a 6. Am I correct? Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
लक्षात येतं?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके. जर कोणाला क्वेरी असेल तर विचारा, कारण हा इंटरव्ह्यू साठी आणि पीओई साठी इम्पॉर्टंट क्वेश्चन आहे युनरी ऑपरेटर्स. ठीक आहे, कारण ह्याच्यावरती तुम्हाला इंटरव्ह्यूजला फिरवलं जातं, म्हणजे जी तुमची क्वीज असते किंवा ऍप्टी असते त्याच्यामध्ये ह्या टाईपच्या ऑपरेटरचा यूज केला जातो, त्यामुळे प्रॉपरली लक्ष द्या. नाही कळालं तर सरळ विचार. ठीक आहे. नाउ फर्स्ट व्हॅल्यू ऑफ x is what? 5. This is the post increment. So whenever you will implement your program, By default, it print the value 5, and after execution, its values get incremented by 1, and it's nothing but a 6. Okay, then for pre-increment, your actual value is 6, right? Your actual value is 6. So at the time of implementation, it goes to 7. ओके, कारण ह्या स्टेटमेंट नंतर म्हणजे पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट नंतरचं स्टेटमेंट आहे प्री इन्क्रीमेंट. त्यामुळे प्रिंट होताना व्हॅल्यू जरी ओरिजिनल झाली तरी ती बाय डिफॉल्ट 1 वाढली होती, 1 इन्क्रीमेंट झाली होती, आणि त्याच्यानंतर प्रिंट होताना प्री इन्क्रीमेंट आहे, त्याच्यामुळे त्याची व्हॅल्यू झाली 7. सेम इज ऍप्लिकेबल फॉर डिक्रीमेंट. By default, first value is 7, but it's post decrement, so it decrement by 1 and its value become as 6. And for pre-decrement, again it decrement by 1 and its value become as a 5. So now we will implement this program. First, I will save it as a second.java. Okay, I have saved it. You can see. Okay, second.java. Now I will execute it. Okay, at the backend, dot class file is get generated for second. Now whatever values we have defined, it's get as a output over here. Now see, whatever values we have generated, whether you got the same values over here, right? 5775. Okay, whatever values we have generated here as output, same values get generated. Means first, whenever you are dealing with the post increment or post decrement, whatever value is present at that location, it get printed, and after that its increment or decrement will happen. But at the case of a pre-increment and pre-decrement, it first decrement it and then display on the console. Okay, any queries in this program? Very simple program is there. You have already learned it, but you should know it because some syntax are get changed because languages gets changed. Okay, are you clear?
Ma'am,
Yes,
why
ma'am.
does it not display the actual values?
Okay, see, whether everybody is having same question in your mind. Okay, see here, I will explain over here. So after lecture, I will share the same examples with you, so you will have its copy. See, meaning of a pre-increment and post-increment. Okay, so first I will explain post-increment operator. Post-increment. So whenever you are dealing with this example, what happened? Initially, you have allocated some value to that variable. Suppose your variable is a y, and here, suppose 1 is get allocated for this y. This is the initial allocation of y value. But what happened? Whenever you will compile it, at that time it just see whether syntax are correct or not. And whenever you will interpret it, okay, interpretation means this one. Okay, this one is nothing but interpretation. So whenever you will interpret it, at that time memories get allocated to that variable. But your function is what? Pre-increment and post-increment. So whenever there is a post-increment, at that case, first it check the value. Okay, it first check the value. If increment is post, then whatever memory is allocated, it will take that value initially, then print on the console and then increment it. Okay, I will explain it once again. जेव्हा प्री इन्क्रीमेंट आणि पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट हे दोन कन्सेप्ट तुमच्या समोर येतात, त्या केसमध्ये जर पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट असेल तर इनिशियली जी काही व्हॅल्यू त्या व्हेरिएबल मध्ये स्टोअर आहे ती प्रिंट होते. कारण आपल्याकडे काय आहे, इंटरप्रिटेशन झाल्यानंतर तुम्हाला मेमरी अलोकेट करून भेटणार. का तर आपण हे सगळे इन्स्टन्स व्हेरिएबल्स यूज करतोय, स्टॅटिक नाही. त्यामुळे एकदा मेमरी अलोकेट झाली की मग ती तेवढ्यापुरती जी ओरिजिनल व्हॅल्यू ती सेव्ह होणार. का तर पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट म्हटले. पोस्टचा मिनिंग काय आहे? आफ्टर इम्प्लिमेंटेशन. Meaning of a post, it may be increment or it may be decrement. Meaning of post is what? After execution of your program. So whenever your program is get implemented, then its value is increment by 1 or decrement by 1, depend on the operator. So in our case, what happens? It first increment by 1, sorry, it first increment by 1 and then saved in the memory. Okay, I will once again revise it. आता माझी y ची व्हॅल्यू आहे 1. पहिल्यांदा प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्यूट होईल. प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्युशनच्या वेळेला मी पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट दिलेली आहे, म्हणजे पहिल्यांदा जी ओरिजिनल व्हॅल्यू आहे ती प्रिंट होताना होणार. ठीक आहे, का तर एक्झिक्युशन नंतर ही व्हॅल्यू इन्क्रीज होणार आहे 1 ने. त्यामुळे प्रिंट होताना व्हॅल्यू प्रिंट होणार 1, पण ऍक्च्युअली स्टोअर होताना काय व्हॅल्यू स्टोअर होणार 2, जी नेक्स्ट टाइमला यूज केली जाईल. Okay, so in that case, your y value become as a 2 at the storage, but at the printing side, y value become as a 1 only. Okay, and if here post decrement is there, in that case, y value printed on the console is a 1, but at the back side, means at the storage, y value is decremented by 1 and it's nothing but a 0. Understood it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All of you got the concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I give some values? You can mention in the chat box. Okay, I will give here one value. You have to mention its post increment, pre increment, post decrement, and pre decrement. We can test over here also. Okay, so I will assign here one value. Take C is equal to 8. Okay, and make its all values, that is the C plus plus, then plus plus C, means post increment, pre increment, post decrement, pre decrement. Okay, so you have to mention all these values in the chat box. I will check the chat box. Just enter the values in the chat box. No need to create the program. Okay. Whatever values will be get printed on the console, just mention those values. Okay, don't give the backend values. Yes, Jyoti Gorakshanath, right? Right. Yes, correct. Yes, good. ओके, आता जेव्हा कधी तुम्हाला हा कन्सेप्ट येईल त्यावेळेस प्रॉपरली लक्ष द्यायचं, घाई गडबडीत आन्सर द्यायचं नाही. ठीक आहे, कारण हा प्रोग्राम आहे. तुमचं लॉजिक तुम्ही काहीही लावा, पण प्रोग्राम तसाच वर्क होणार आहे. त्यामुळे प्रॉपरली बघायचं सिक्वेन्स काय आहे. हवं तर तुम्हाला रफ पेजेस दिलेले असतात, तुमच्याकडे स्वतःकडचे रफ पेजेस असतात, सॉल्व्ह करायचं आणि मगच आन्सर द्यायचं. ओके, राईट. Everybody has given a correct answers, means you are in the right time. Okay. Should we move towards next operator? If you are not having any doubt in the unary operator, that is the post and pre. Okay. Again, two operators are remain from the same concept. But before that, I want to give you an example to solve over here. I will add in the same program only. Just a minute. I will add one statement in the same program, and just you have to give the answer over here. Okay, I will not disturb the program, just I will add two values. First here I will add comma, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10. I have added two variables, and I will write here one example or one statement. You have to answer it, what its value. Okay. First I will write post increment. See here, I have added space, then again I have written here. Okay, in same fashion, I will write one more statement. If you have done it nicely, then no queries. Then we can directly move towards next unary operator. Okay. Now tell me its answer. You can drop in the chat box also. We will execute it also, but first drop in the chat box. Take your time. Okay, Swapnil, first value is correct. Okay. You can mention the final answer also, no issues. Whatever final answer is get printed, you can directly write that also. Go step by step. Okay. Now wait. See here. Wait. See here. Logic behind this. Okay. Value of A is 10, right? Value of A is 10. Here, post increment is there. It means it first take the value and then increment it. Okay, so according to that logic, initially it take value as a 10 only, then plus addition is there, and here pre-increment is there, and here post increment is there. Means पहिलं काय झालं आपलं पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट झाली. इनिशियली आपण इथे 10 घेतलं राईट. पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट झाल्यानंतर ती व्हॅल्यू झाली 11 and that value it goes to this part. Means 11 plus 1 here it become as a 12. So its answer is a 22. Many of you given answer for this one is the correct, but now for this one, see here what happens. Initially value of B is a 10 plus it get incremented by 1 and this value goes to here, but again here post increment is there. That's why what happened, incremented value is nothing but 11 for this B, first B. So it by default take a 11, but its actual value become as a 12, but we cannot take it. लक्षात येतंय? मी ब्रॅकेट्स मध्ये पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंटच्या व्हॅल्यूज लिहिते म्हणजे तुमच्या लक्षात येईल. ठीक आहे. फर्स्ट व्हॅल्यू काय आहे 10 आहे बी ची, राईट. इट पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंटेड, दॅट्स वाय इट्स बिकम 11 at the background. But whenever you will again call the B, at that time it will fetch it as a 11, that is nothing but this one. लक्षात येतंय? आणि त्याच्यानंतर ती परत एकदा इन्क्रीमेंट होणार आहे ती म्हणजे 12, पण ती आपण घेत नाही. जर परत एकदा बी कॉल झाला असता तर ती व्हॅल्यू आपण कन्सिडर केली असती. इट्स मीन्स इट्स व्हॅल्यू बिकम ॲज अ 21. Okay, understood? Or should I repeat it once again for B?
Ma'am, repeat again.
Okay. See here. परत एकदा लक्ष द्या सगळ्यांनी. फर्स्ट क्लिअर आहे. प्री इन्क्रीमेंट आणि पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट आपण कंबाईन केलं होतं. जेव्हा तुम्हाला दोन्ही वेळेस पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट असेल किंवा पोस्ट डिक्रीमेंट असेल, डिपेंड, त्या केसमध्ये काय होणार आहे? आर यू कम्फर्टेबल इन मराठी फॉर दिस एक्झाम्पल?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, लक्ष द्या. पहिली आपली बी ची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे? 10. मगाशी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे इनिशियली बी कोणती व्हॅल्यू घेणार आहे? 10. पण ऍट द बॅकग्राउंड आफ्टर इम्प्लिमेंटेशन इट गोज टू 11. Post increment is there. Then addition, we are doing the addition. So here plus I have written. Again post increment of B is there. परत एकदा post increment आहे. पण जेव्हा post increment असते तेव्हा जी प्रिव्हियस व्हॅल्यू असते ती प्रिंट होते, पण बॅकएंडला कोणती जनरेट होते? इन्क्रीमेंट झालेली, म्हणजे प्रिंट होताना झाली पहिल्या बी ची इन्क्रीमेंट झालेली म्हणजेच 11. पण ह्याची इन्क्रीमेंट होऊन काय होणार आहे? तर 12 होणार. But for addition we have taken previous values only, that is the 10 and 11. That's why your answer become as a 21. Okay. जेव्हा जेव्हा पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट किंवा पोस्ट डिक्रीमेंट येईल त्यावेळेस फक्त काय चेक करायचं? प्रिव्हियस व्हॅल्यू काय होती त्या व्हेरिएबलची, तीच कन्सिडर करायची. मग ती ऑलरेडी इन्क्रीमेंट झालेली असो किंवा डिक्रीमेंट झालेली असो. अंडरस्टूड? शुड वी इम्प्लिमेंट
Yes,
दिस
ma'am.
वन? ओके. आता परत एकदा कंपाईल करायचं कारण आपण त्या प्रोग्राम मध्ये चेंजेस केले होते. 22 and 20 for the last two statements. Okay? Done? ओके? पुढच्या पॉइंटला जायचंय? Yes, students. Should we move towards next point?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके. प्रॅक्टिस करताना जर तुम्हाला इथे कुठल्याही क्वेश्चनची क्वेरी आली तर लगेच विचारा. तुमच्या सॉर्ट झाली ठीक आहे, नाहीतर चुकीचे कुठलेही याच्या संदर्भात अर्थ लावू नका. कारण बॅकएंडला ह्या सगळ्या प्रोसेसेस होत आहेत. तुम्हाला इथे डायरेक्टली आउटपुट जनरेट होतं, त्यामुळे तुम्हाला तसं वाटतं की हे चुकतंय, पण हे चुकत नाही. त्याचा फ्लो आहे, त्या फ्लोनं ते सगळं वर्क होतं. ओके. नाउ नेक्स्ट ऑपरेटर इज tilde operator. Okay, tilde. Okay, so first we will see tilde operator. I will take a new example for this. Okay, I will again create a one new class. Again new method. Okay, now what I will do, I will declare two variables and two boolean values because we want to implement tilde operator as well as null, that is the negation. Okay, so we want to implement both the values in the same example, so I will use it over here only. Now I want to just share with you that meaning of a tilde operator. Meaning of a tilde operator: if positive value is there for any variable, then it will convert it into negative value, and while making negative, it count from 0 to that positive value. Okay, I will explain in the example, just remember that. Now see, first I will make a two variables. Suppose a is equal to 5 and b is equal to, again, but it's in the negative, -5. And same with boolean. I will take one variable, boolean x is equal to true and y is equal to false. Have you implemented tilde operator in previous languages? Yes, are you remembering whether you have implemented or not? Yes, anybody? No one has implemented. Okay, let it be. First I will write, then I will explain over here. You have already learned the NOR, so you know its answer, but now you have to learn about the tilde. Now see the values carefully over here. What happened? Okay, now see, value of a is nothing but 5, right? Value of a is nothing but 5. So whenever you are using the tilde operator, it will take all the values from 0 to that location and it will convert it into negative. Okay, it will convert it into negative. It means it will start taking the total count from 0. A ची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे आपली 5, तर ते काय करणार, tilde ऑपरेटर जेव्हा यूज करत असेल A चा काउंट 5 पर्यंत घेणार 0 पासून मीन्स 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So total count of numbers is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total nothing but 6 values are there. And again taking these values, it convert it into negation. Then -6. लक्षात येते जी काही तुमची व्हॅल्यू आहे ती 0 पासून त्या व्हॅल्यू पर्यंत काउंट होती. त्याचे टोटल किती होतात व्हॅल्यूज ह्या चेक केल्या जातात. आता सपोज a ची व्हॅल्यू 100 असेल तर 0 to 100 it means 101 count is there. 101 values are there. And again its negation, that is the -101. Okay. And opposite, that is whenever you are taking the -5, what happen? Yes, what happen? It decrement by 1. म्हणजे काय करणार, टोटल 5 व्हॅल्यूज आहेत त्याला 1 ने डिक्रीमेंट करायचं म्हणजे 4 व्हॅल्यूज राहिल्या आणि ह्याचं निगेशन आहे मायनस. ओके, सो इट विल जनरेट आउटपुट ॲज अ 4. लक्षात येतं? येस.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, सिंपल लॉजिक आहे. जर पॉझिटिव्ह व्हॅल्यू असेल तर 0 पासून काउंट करायची आणि त्याला मायनस म्हणजे निगेशन मध्ये द्यायचं. आणि जर निगेटिव्ह व्हॅल्यू असेल तर त्याला आधी पॉझिटिव्ह करायची आणि 1 नी डिक्रीमेंट करायची. ओके, so it will be very better to remember it. And for last two, for x it become as a false and for y it become as a true. So now we will implement it. First I will save it as a third.java. ओके, जे आपण इथे कॅल्क्युलेट केलं त्या व्हॅल्यूज -6, 4, false and true. Okay, understood it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If we are not having any queries, then we will move further. Yes, students? ह्याच्यामध्ये कोणाला काही क्वेरीज? टिल्ड ऑपरेशन पण प्रॉपरली लक्षात ठेवा. हवं तर मी ते स्टेटमेंट तुम्हाला लिहून देते किंवा ह्या प्रोग्राम सोबत सेंड करेन जेणेकरून तुमचं कन्फ्युजन नाही. ओके, then already you have implemented arithmetic operations, so we will skip that part because you have already done it. Vedangi also shared her screen, so no issues about that. Just I want to show you one thing. Okay, I will write in the same program. Just give me its answer. Okay. Only I want its answer because this comes under the arithmetic. So if you implement this, then it will be very easy. 10 into 10 divided by 5 plus okay. You have to give its answer. You can drop in the chat box also, no issues. 10 into 10 divided by 5 plus 3 minus 1 into 4 divided by 2. Because I have not given the brackets, just I have added the values over here. You can mention in the chat box also, no issues. Okay, I have shared you the teaching diary, right, for your reference. Because I have shared you the copy of a web file. Then how you are getting the main sheet? Because some students are asking me that give the permission, but I have already shared the web link for that file. Then why you are asking about that Excel sheet? And one more thing, who has shared that Excel sheet with you? Yes. $21. Okay, many of you have given the answer as a 21. Yes, it's correct. Right. Miss, you are having a correct manner to solve this example. Whether you need to explain it? Or from your side, you can just explain over here. Unmute your mic and you can explain how its value become as a 21. Yes, anybody? Just unmute your mic and say how it generated over here. 21 is the correct answer. Those who have given the answer or those who have calculated from their side, all are correct. Just tell me how it's get generated. Its sequence. See, both are having the same preference, right? Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Correct. So if I have taken this one as a first, then it will become as a 2 into 10, 20, then plus 3, 23, minus 1. Okay. Should I take a directly minus 1? No, right? So this
No.
one is a 23 and this 2 into 1, 2 into 1, 2. And here 23 is there, 23 minus 2, 21. Okay. So this is your answer. Okay. So this is a simple arithmetic operation example. After that, next one is a shift operator. Okay, next one is the shift operator. For that, you can design your own formula also, no issues. Okay, so first I will write its one example related to shift operator and then I will explain over here. I will create a new notepad. First, I will write here class. Okay, so I have created first main method. Now I will start writing my program in this main method. Suppose I have created one variable integer. Again, I will take a is equal to 10. Okay. Otherwise, we will take a one change over here. So you can get another idea also. I will directly write here SOP statement. Okay. And in that statement, I will write 10 by 2. Okay. You can see this shift operator. Shift to left, shift to right, and one more operator that is the shifting towards left side. So right now we are doing the left shift operator. Left shift operator by digit 2 by 3 likewise. Okay, so first we will implement a simple program with two values. This one is the one value. This one is the second value. Okay, आता shift operator कसं वर्क होणार आहे हे एकदा क्रॉस चेक करा. Whether anybody knows how it's work? Yes, student. Before I will explain, can anybody knows how it works? If yes, you can explain. I'm giving a chance to you. Yes. ओके. सी, मला फक्त एक क्वेश्चन विचारायचा आहे. जर खरंच तुम्हाला माहिती नसेल तर ठीक आहे, पण तुम्ही हे सी प्लस प्लस मध्ये शिकला होतात का? Be frank. So I can go to depth for this examples. So I'm purposefully asking whether you have learned previously in the C or C++.
No, ma'am.
Okay. बरं. आता हे झालं फर्स्ट चॅप्टरशी रिलेटेड. उप्स कन्सेप्ट क्लिअर आहेत सगळ्यांचे? कारण मी असं अज्युम केलं होतं की तुम्हाला C++ ला हे झालंय. That's why I'm asking. So I will check each and every point. I will not miss single point related to these points. That's why I'm asking. If we have not learned, then okay, no issues. We will learn over here. But if we have learned and if you are not giving answer, then also I will explain, no issues. But I want to just ask you about that because I'm taking a reference of many times C++, and if you are not giving that reference, then it will be a confusion for you. ठीक आहे. जर तुम्हाला उप्स कन्सेप्ट C++ मध्ये प्रॉपरली कळाले नसतील तर आत्ताच सांगा, जेणेकरून मला त्याचे जे स्मॉल पॉइंट्स असतात ते पण कव्हर करता येतील. ओके. Have you understood these points in the C or whether you have learned in the C or C++? Who is trying to talk? Anybody else who want to say something about this? मी काय विचारते, जेणेकरून जर हे पॉइंट खरंच झालेले नसतील तुम्हाला तर मला ते डिटेल मध्ये घेता येतील, बाकी काही नाही. कारण मी अज्युम करणार तुम्हाला झालं आणि मी डायरेक्टली एक एक्झाम्पल घेऊन पुढे जाणार ते बरोबर नाही. ओके. Should I take a depth? I will assume that you have not learned these
Yes,
points
ma'am.
in the previous.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I
Yes,
will take a. Okay. Okay. Thank you, students. So I will take a very clearly about these points. आणि इथून पुढे सुद्धा जर मी एखाद्या कन्सेप्टला C++ ला रिलेट करत असेल आणि तो पॉइंट तुम्ही तिथे शिकलेला नसताल किंवा त्यावेळेस तुमच्या सिलेबसला नसेल, असं पण झालेलं असू शकतं, तर त्या केसमध्ये मला लगेच इन्फॉर्म करा, मी त्याची डिटेल आयडिया देऊ शकेन. ओके.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So see, left shift operator and right shift operator. These are the two concepts, and after that, there is a one more concept that is the 3 times shift operator. 3 times shift operator towards right side. So initially we will see left shift operator and right shift operator and how it works. Okay. Whenever you will learn the left shift operator, at that time it shift all the bits in the value to the left side of specific number of times. ठीक आहे. जी काही तुमची व्हॅल्यू आहे त्याला बीट मध्ये कन्वर्ट करेल आणि तेवढ्या डिजिट्सनी किंवा तेवढ्या नंबर ऑफ टाइम्सनी ते लेफ्ट शिफ्ट करेल आणि अगेन it will convert it into digital value and it will print on the console. Okay. So I will take a very simple example for this one. See here. First I will explain on this notepad. Here 10 left shift 2. It means it will first convert 10 value into digital form, sorry, binary format. You know it's binary format, right? 110, right? Its binary format is nothing but 110. But here what we have written, it is shifted by 2. You can use the formula also, but behind that formula, what is the meaning? That's why I am showing here its actual meaning. Then I will give you its formula. How it-
पलवली गेली आहे का?
Yes, what happened? कुणाचा mic on आहे? All of you check your mic. Okay, binary number of 10 is nothing but 110, and you have to shift it by 2 to left side. and whenever you are shifting to left side by 2 times, 2 zeros is get added at the right side. लक्षात येत आहे जेव्हा तुम्ही इथं काय आहे सध्या
Ma'am, it is
black-
1010.
oh sorry sorry actually I have considered it as another value and I have taken here as a 110. Thank you for giving the okay. Now see, whenever you are taking the left shift operator, now here we have written count as a 2. Okay, we have written count as a 2. So it will get shifted by 2 times, sorry, 2 times to left side. Okay, so I will write here dash dash. It means 2 times it gets shifted, and in that 2 places you have to write the 2 zeros. In these 2 places you have to write the 2 zeros, and after when you will convert this binary number into digital value, its value become as a see 40, because this one is the second, fourth, eighth, and this one is the 32. So its value become as a 40. Same is applicable for left shift by 3, right? 1010 is nothing but 10. You are shifting it by 3 values, number of 3s. So again, these 3 locations are replaced by 3 zeros. Okay, and its value become as a 80. When you will convert this binary number into digital, it will converted into as a 80. Understood? लक्षात येते जो कुठला नंबर आहे त्याला बायनरी मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचा, शिफ्ट करायचं लेफ्टला, आणि जितक्या प्लेसेसनी शिफ्ट झालंय त्या प्लेसेस 0 ने रिप्लेस करायचा आणि परत त्याला डिजिटल मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं. ओके, and for that you can use a simple formula. You can use the simple formula that is nothing but ह्याच्यासाठी तुम्ही एक सिंपल फॉर्म्युला यूज करू शकता. तुमची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे 10. सो यू कॅन राईट हिअर ॲज अ 10 raised to 2 because shifting operating 2 times shifting operating means here इथे किती लिहिले तुम्ही 2. okay, so 10 raised to 2, and after that how many times you are using, accordingly you have to write. ठीक आहे, 1 minute. इथे तुम्ही लेफ्ट शिफ्ट करताय त्याच्यामुळे 10 into 2 raised to 2, 10 into 2 raised to 2. हे जे 2 दिसतंय हे 2 नथिंग बट इथे जे तुम्ही ऑपरेटर यूज करताय हे 2 टाइम्स आहे म्हणून ते 2 घेतलेले आहे. इथे 3 जेव्हा येईल त्यासाठी फॉर्म्युला डिफरंट आहे, तो मी त्यावेळेस सांगेन. ओके, अँड फॉर द सेकंड वन इट बिकम एज 10 into 2 raised to 3. Now calculate whether check you will get the same answer or not. Okay, all of you getting the same answer for this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now I will add one more statement over here. Now check what is its answer. I will replace this 10 by 20. You can directly use the formula. Now no necessity to calculate in the format of a binary. Okay, for your information I have shown you how it works at the background. Now what its answer? 20 into 4, 80. Okay, now suppose I will write here one more statement. Okay, now check it. 15 into 2 raised to, sorry, rest operation is there. Calculate it.
240.
Right. Okay. Now we will implement this program. Now, are you clear about left shift? We have taken different types of a left shift examples. Working is one and the same, but you should know how to check each and every cases. Okay. See, I have used the interpreter. That's why compiler has given me error like this. Okay. Whatever values we have calculated, all these values get displayed on the console. Are you clear about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will move towards next example, that is the right shift operator. Now I will make a simple change in the same example. Okay. Now here slight change is there, means we are shifting to left side for left shift, and here we are shifting to right side for right shift operator. Okay. Simple change is there, and due to that your formula become as one minute. I will first make it as a left to right. Okay. Actually, this will generate a very small value. Okay, let it be. I will make it as a comment. Now, here what happens? This is our original value. That is the 10. That is the 10. Whenever you will shift to left side by 2, sorry, right side by 2, means these two values are get erased because you are shifting towards right side. So it gets erased and its value become as a 2. So here simple changes there. In place of multiplication, you have to write it as a division. 2 raised to 2 is nothing but 4. 10 divided by 4 is nothing but 2. Means we are taking only divider, not a remainder. We are not taking the remainder. So actual value is nothing but 2 for this. So its value become as a 2. Here we have shifted by 3. So single 1 is there. So value is nothing but 1. And we will divide here by 2 raised to 3 is nothing but 8. 10 divided by 8 is nothing but 1 point something. So we will take only 1. Same is applicable here. 2 raised to 2 is nothing but 4. 20 divided by 4 is nothing but 5. Now check here what happened. 15 divided by 2 raised to 4. Point operation is there, so it will generate the output as a 0. So we will implement this one also. First I will save the. Have you clear about this? I have taken somewhat fast because now you know the left shift. Only we have changed into the right shift. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. 2150. Getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So whenever we are not having lecture, try to solve such a types of examples. Online also different types of examples are available based on the operator, means each and every point. Whenever we will cover a particular point in our lecture, try to solve such a types of statements from your side. For any query, you can ask me. Okay, so it will be a one type of a practice for you because we cannot solve each and every type of a example in the lecture. We are trying to solve it, but it may happen that due to some time, due to some time limit, we can miss some points. But remember at that time, okay, remember me at that time, so we can try to cover up each and every point. Okay, now this will related to shift operator, and last point is related to 3 times left right shift operator. This mostly used for the MSB bit. Okay, parity bit. Are you remembering that parity bit? You have already learned in the DT, right? Parity bit concept. Mostly that is not used many times, but you should know why it's used. For positive number, it works normally like a left shift operator, sorry, right shift operator only. But for negative values, it will be considered as a parity bit. And whenever some digital technique concepts will come front of you, at that time you can use their concept. Okay. Just change for the negative values. For positive values, it's same work as a it's same work as a this part. ओके याप्रमाणेच वर्क होणार आहे जर इथली व्हॅल्यू निगेटिव्ह आली तर MSB ओके मीन्स इनिशियलचं जे बीट असतं पॅरिटी बीट ते फक्त चेंज करण्यासाठी आपण ही व्हॅल्यू यूज करतो ओके नेक्स्ट वन इज अ लॉजिकल अँड बीट वाईज अँड वेदर यू नो द डिफरन्स बिटवीन इट DMS मध्ये शिकला होता लॉजिकल अँड बीट वाईज अँड मधला डिफरन्स am I right yes students am I right
Yes, ma'am.
whether okay so before moving towards that point first we will take a attendance and then we will move towards that point so I will stop sharing my screen so I can take a attendance in just a minute I will take a attendance and then we will move towards the how was the lecture whether speed is okay
Yes, ma'am. No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
okay when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
feel like that this is a somewhat fast at that time please interrupt me okay because so many times what happen in the flow I may make a fast I will take attendance by seeing the list so if anybody is remain then I will add in the chat box just check if that student is present then make a entry in the chat box I am checking in the participant list so don't add any roll number right now in the chat box whenever I will ask then only add the roll number 2 7 I am asking about A division okay 15 1 5 29 30 A division 36 41 47 48 52 A division 55 60 62 65 66 72 76 A division I will add the roll numbers in the chat box okay 2 I have noted right now I am adding the roll numbers of A division if anybody is present and not given the attendance write in the chat box 1 minute I am adding over here Okay, A division, check it. Meanwhile, I will take a attendance of a B division. Give the roll numbers in the proper sequence, okay? Roll number 4, B division. Don't leave the session. Roll number 7, B division. 14, 1, 4. Roll number 19, B division. 1, 9. 21. 24. Roll number 40, 40. 42, 43, 44. 46, 47, 48, 49. Why these many students are absent for today? 54, 55, 56, 58. Sixty-one, B division. 62, 63. Okay, 63 is there. 65, 66, 69, 70, 71, 72. Then 74 to 77. Is there anybody present? 75 is present. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
77, 79, 56. Okay, B division 56. A division, roll number 66 and 7 are present. 66 and 7. Okay, so B division, I will add the roll numbers. Check if anybody is present. Mention in the chat box. All of you attend the lectures properly, okay? Because through that your internal marks will be given. And one more thing, for appearing for the exams, your attendance is required. It may be online, it may be offline, but your attendance is required. Yes, this is the B division. $19, okay. Anybody else? A division and B division? Remaining all are present? Sorry, all are absent? $28, B division. Yes, you are already present. B51. Okay. Should we move towards next point? Still we are having 10 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will take only one point, logical and bitwise AND. Remaining points from operators we will see in the tomorrow's lecture. Tomorrow we are having one lecture at morning. So we will see remaining points on that lecture. Okay. So see difference between logical and bitwise AND. Okay, sorry, I have not shared this script. 1 minute, I will share it. Okay, I will take a new class. This one is our 6th program. Now I want to discuss here logical and bitwise and. First, listen the difference between logical and bitwise and. For logical and we are using the 2 ampersand, and for bitwise we are using the single ampersand. Logical and operator doesn't check the second condition if the first condition is false. Okay, are you remembering that truth table? In truth table, what we are doing? See, I am right here the truth table for the same. In the multiple brackets. Okay, I will write here. This is nothing but multiple line comment. Okay, this is nothing but multiple line comment. And whenever we are writing the 2 forward slashes, this is a single line comment. Okay, so I will write here truth table. Okay, I am writing here truth table for logical and. Suppose this is the A and this one is the B. Okay, first case, both the values are true. Okay, both the values are true. Then your answer become as a, yes, students.
True.
Both the right. Okay, because we are seeing the logical and. If first value is true and second value is false, then your answer is false, right? Then false true, again false.
False.
Am I correct? Then false false, by default it's a false. This is related to logical and. And bitwise and what happens, see, in bitwise and what happens, see, what is my statement? Whenever you are dealing with a logical and operator, it doesn't check the second condition if first condition is a false. But in bitwise and, if first condition is false, till it will goes to second condition. Okay, till it will check the second condition whether it is false or true. Okay, and what happen if first condition is a true? See, first condition is true, again it goes to second condition. But if first condition is false, in logical and it doesn't go to second condition, but in bitwise and it goes to second condition. Its truth table is one and the same. For truth table, no any issues, but while printing the values, it generates the difference. Okay, how it generates the difference? See here. How it generates the difference? Just see. First, I will take a 3 values. Suppose integer a is equal to, suppose I will take a 8. Sorry, I have written in capital. Suppose I have taken 8. Then b is equal to suppose 4 and c is equal to 50. I have taken a random values. Now what I will write? I will write here one. Okay. Now I will write here conditions, and if we are checking the conditions in the format of a logical and bitwise and, then you will see the difference between them. Okay. Now suppose I have written one condition, a is less than b. A is less than b. Now I have written here logical and. See what happened. And a post increment is less than c. ठीक आहे, आता ह्याचं वर्किंग लक्ष द्या इकडे. A is less than B, whether it's true? Yes, this condition is true? No.
No.
Right? So its answer is a false. Okay, for first statement, A is less than true, A is less than B is a false. In between that, logical and is there. And after that, what is the case? A plus plus means post increment, but by default, A value is 8. After implementation, it goes to 9. So you have to consider 8 only. 8 is less than 15. Yes, it means it's working as a true. So its final output is nothing but the true only for this statement. For these statements, its final value is a false. But whenever you will try to print the value of a, listen carefully what I am saying. If you want to print the value of a, it will generate the difference. पहिल्यांदा तुम्हाला इथं फॉल्स भेटलं, त्यामुळे त्याने सेकंड स्टेटमेंट चेकच करणार नाही लॉजिकल अँड मध्ये. ओके, लक्षात येतंय? बिटवाईज अँड असतं तर सेकंड स्टेटमेंट चेक केलं असतं आणि पोस्ट इन्क्रीमेंट हे ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म झालं असतं. पण इथं लॉजिकल अँड असल्यामुळे सेकंड स्टेटमेंटला ते जाणारच नाही आणि त्यामुळे तुमचं आउटपुट काय प्रिंट होईल, इथे a ची व्हॅल्यू जी 8 आहे तीच प्रिंट होईल. ओके, but actually it must goes to increment. Now see what I will do. I will take a same statement, but I will use the bitwise and it bitwise and it goes to second case, and here in second case increment is there, and due to that its value become as a 9. Are you clear, or should I repeat it once again? क्लिअर नसेल तर अजून एकदा विचारा, ह्याच्यावरती डिफरन्स येतो.
रिपीट करा ना.
ओके, मी एक्झिक्यूट करते आणि रिपीट करते. ठीक आहे, आता लक्ष द्या इकडे मी काय सांगते. शुड आय एक्सप्लेन इन मराठी?
येस मॅम.
ओके, लॉजिकल अँड बिटवाईज अँड मधला फक्त एकच डिफरन्स आहे. लॉजिकल अँड मध्ये जर फर्स्ट केस ही फॉल्स आली तर सेकंड केस कडे जात नाही कर्सर. म्हणजे तुमचा जो प्रोग्राम इम्प्लिमेंट होतो त्यावेळेस जर फर्स्ट केस तुमची फॉल्स आली तर लॉजिकल अँड मध्ये ते परत नंतर बघतच नाही की ते ट्रू आहे का फॉल्स आहे. मग त्याच्यामध्ये कितीही इम्पॉर्टंट मेसेज असू त्याच्याकडे जाणार नाही. आणि जर बिटवाईज अँड असेल, म्हणजे हा बिटवाईज अँड मध्ये जर फर्स्ट केस फॉल्स आली तरी पण ते सेकंड केस चेक करतं आणि त्याच्यामध्ये जर काही इम्पॉर्टंट मेसेज असेल. कॅन यू म्यूट युअर माइक? Or should I mute from my side? ओके, जेव्हा लॉजिकल अँड असेल त्यावेळेस कुठलाही मेसेज असू दे सेकंड केस कडे, जर फर्स्ट केस फॉल्स झाली तर तिथे कितीही इम्पॉर्टंट मेसेज असला तरी ते त्याच्याकडे जात नाही. का तर लॉजिकल अँडचं हे वर्किंगच आहे. पण बिटवाईज अँड मध्ये दोन्ही केसेस चेक होतात. ट्रूथ टेबल वन अँड द सेम, बट दोन्ही केसेस चेक होतात. फर्स्ट जरी फॉल्स आली तरी सेकंड कडे जाणार आहे, फर्स्ट ट्रू आली तरी ते सेकंड कडे जाणार आहे. आणि सेकंड मध्ये जर काही इम्पॉर्टंट मेसेज असेल तर तोही वर्कआउट होतो. हा डिफरन्स आहे लॉजिकल आणि बिटवाईज अँड मध्ये. ओके, आता तुम्ही इथे बघू शकता की मी लॉजिकल अँड मध्ये दुसऱ्या साईडला मेसेज काय लिहिला होता. Now we have taken one operation, but it may happen that you are using the databases and you are handling some queries at both the sides. Okay, database JDBC चा प्रोग्राम आहे, जावा डेटाबेस कनेक्टिव्हिटी. ओके, पण मला तिथे लॉजिकल अँड चीच गरज आहे. का तर मला फर्स्ट व्हॅल्यू ट्रू असल्याशिवाय सेकंडची केसेस चेक करायची नाहीये. त्या केसमध्ये मी लॉजिकल अँड वापरेन. पण मला फर्स्ट व्हॅल्यू चेक करायचं एवढा इम्पॉर्टन्स नाहीये, पण मला तो सेकंड मेसेज इम्प्लिमेंट होणं इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. त्या केसमध्ये मी बिटवाईज अँड वापरेन. ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल, आय एम मेकिंग अ क्रेडेन्शियल फॉर लॉग इन अँड ID पासवर्ड. See here one example. I am making a credential for login ID and password. Whenever you are using the login ID, in that case, both the values are important. User ID is also important. Password is also important. Now check. If I have written there bitwise and, then what will happen? Is it correct? Yes, is it correct? लॉगिन आयडी साठी तुम्हाला दोन्ही गोष्टी इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, आयडी आणि पासवर्ड. एम आय राईट?
येस मॅम.
ओके, तर त्या केस साठी मी लॉजिकल अँड आणि बिटवाईज अँड यापैकी काय यूज करू शकेन? मोस्ट प्रेफरन्स कुणाला देईन?
Bitwise.
बिटवाईज. ओके, एनीबडी? ओके, सी
Logical.
लॉजिकल. ओके, नाव सी, जर मी लॉजिकलला प्रेफरन्स दिला तर काय होईल? जर माझा आयडी चुकला असेल तर पासवर्ड कडे जाण्याची गरजच नाही ना. जरी तो बरोबर असला तरी आयडी चुकीचा आहे, त्यामुळे तुमचं लॉग इन तर होणारच नाहीये. त्या केससाठी मी लॉजिकल केसच यूज करेल, लॉजिकल अँड ऑपरेटर. बिटवाईज कधी यूज करायचं असेल, सपोज मी आयडी पासवर्ड करेक्ट टाकलाय, ठीक आहे, आणि तुम्हाला कॅप्चाची कंडिशन माहिती आहे, राईट? मेनी टाइम्स यू आर फेसिंग दी ID password and captcha also. In that case, bitwise and is important. Means you have written correct ID and password, but you have not written a correct captcha. You have not written correct captcha. In that case, you can use the bitwise and operator. Okay. केसेस बघून तुम्हाला ठरवावं लागेल की लॉजिकल यूज करायचे का बिटवाईज यूज करायचे. अंडरस्टूड? ह्या क्वेश्चन्सची प्रॅक्टिस करा. हे तुम्हाला इंटरव्ह्यूचे जे क्विज असतील त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला, किंवा टेक्निकल ऍप्टी असेल त्या केसमध्ये हे तुम्हाला इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. तुमचं तुम्ही व्हॅल्यू घ्या. व्हॅल्यू घेऊन जसं तुम्ही खेळता, एखादी गोष्ट प्ले करता, राईट, त्याप्रमाणे तुम्हाला जावातल्या ह्या गोष्टी खेळायच्या आहेत. जेवढं तुम्ही ह्या गोष्टींसोबत खेळताल, जेवढं खेळताल तेवढं तुम्ही परफेक्ट होताल. ओके, लक्षात येतंय? Okay, any queries in logical and bitwise? If no queries, then for today we will stop here. From tomorrow, we will go further for remaining operators. आहेत कुणाला query ह्याच्या? Okay, and one more thing. I want your confirm and 100% attendance for the Java. It's very important subject for your future. Because I'm giving you very small tricks that will not be get you in this single page only. जर तुम्हाला हे ऑनलाईन चेक करायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला मल्टिपल साइट्स व्हिजिट कराव्या लागतील. हे एका साइटवर हे सगळं भेटणार नाही. कुणीही लेक्चर्स मिस करू नका, हे तुमच्याच चांगल्यासाठी आहे, कारण हा सब्जेक्ट खूप इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. इंटरव्ह्यू रिलेटेड, टेक्निकल ऍप्टी असेल किंवा अदर कुठलाही ऍप्टिट्यूडचे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन्स असतील, इंटरव्ह्यू रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन्स असतील, तर तुम्हाला जावा मस्ट आहे. टेस्टिंग शिकायचं असेल, डेव्हलपमेंट शिकायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला जावा येणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि हा तर कोर जावाचा पार्ट आहे, त्यामुळे अब्सेंटिझम कमी करा, तुमच्याच फायद्याचं असेल. ओके, should I stop presenting my screen? I will share both the I will make a zip of this. In that I will include the PPT as well as all the programs. Is it okay? And then I will share on your groups. Otherwise, okay, 1 minute. I will stop sharing my screen and recording.